Good day. This is the continuation of Chapter 1, Introduction to Project Management. And now, let's move on to the next topic, which is what is project management? Project management is the process of using specific knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to get the project done. The goal is to make sure the project meets all of its requirements. The triple constraint. A key part of project management is balancing the triple constraint. This means a project manager has to carefully manage three things at the same time. First, scope. What exactly needs to be done? The second is time. How long will it take? Third is the cost. How much will it cost? Meeting this expectation beyond the triple constraint, the project manager also works to ensure everyone involved and affected by the project. This page shows a diagram called a project management framework. This framework is a visual representation of all different parts that make up project management. It shows how the project team uses a set of tools and techniques and knowledge areas like scope management, time management, cost management, and etc. to successfully complete a project and archive enterprise success. In simple terms, this diagram illustrates that project management isn't just one simple task. It's a whole system with the different parts that need to work together to get the job well done. Project stakeholders. This section explains the stakeholders are and why they are important. In definition, stakeholders are any people or groups who are either involved in or affected by a project. They can be inside or outside the organization. Who are they? The list provides several examples of stakeholders, including 1. The project sponsor, the person who provides the resources and support for the project. Second, bank and financial institution, anyone providing funding. Third, project manager, the person leading the project. Fourth, the support staff, other employees who help out. And the fifth, opponents to the project, people who might be against the project for the various reasons. And now, let's move on to the next topic, which is project management knowledge areas. This section or slide explains the main areas of expertise that a project manager needs to master. First, what they are. Knowledge areas are the key skills and topics that a project manager must be expert in. They are like different subjects in a school curriculum for a project manager. Here are the 10 knowledge areas. First, scope, defining what needs to be done. Second, schedule, creating a timeline for the project. Third, managing the budget. We all know what is this, right? It is common in the business. The fourth, quality, making sure the work meets its standard. And the fifth, resources, managing people, equipment, and materials. Number 6, communication. This is important in every business management. Communication, ensuring everyone is to be informed. Number 7, risk, identifying and planning for potential problem. 8, procurement, means buying goods and services from outside the team. 9, stakeholder, managing the people involved in or affected by the project. And lastly, project integration, bridging all the other areas together to run the project smoothly. In simple terms, a good project manager needs to be knowledgeable in all these different areas to successfully lead a project. Project management tools and techniques. In this slide, describe the specific thing the project manager uses to get the job done. The purpose of this are the tools and methods that help project managers and their teams handle different parts of the project. Some of examples are project charters, scope statement, and WBS or work breakdown structure. These are documents and techniques used to define the project scope and break down the work into smaller manageable pieces. And next, Gantt charts, network diagrams, critical path analysis. These are tools used to managing the schedule of the project. A Gantt chart is a bar chart showing the timeline while critical path analyzing helps find the longest sequence of tasks to complete the project. Cost estimate and earned value management. These are techniques used for managing the project cost and tracking its financial performance. And this slide is showing the list the tools and techniques based on their general purposes. As outlined in the PMBOK guide, first, categorization instead of listing specific tools. This section groups them by what they are used for, such as data gathering, how to collect information, etc., surveys, and interviews. Second, data analysis, how to make sense of information, example, trend analysis, cost-benefit analysis. And third, data representation, how to present the information, example, charts and diagrams. Fourth is the decision making, is how to make choices, example, voting, multi-criteria, and decision analysis. And the fifth is communication, how to share information effectively. And lastly, interpersonal and team skills, how to work well with people. And now let's move on to the next topic, which is project success. In this slide provides a flexible definition of what it means for a project to be successful. It's not just about one thing. Success can be measured in several ways. I highlighted the important details in this slide. First, meeting project goals. This is the most basic measure. Did the project stay within the defined scope? What needed to be done? And time, which is the schedule, and the cost is the budget. The second is the customer sponsor satisfaction. A project is successful in the customer or sponsor, the person or group who initiated the project, is the happy with the final result. And lastly, achieving business goals. Did the project lead to the desired business outcome? This could be making a certain amount of money, getting a good return or investment, or ROI, or simply meeting the sponsor expectations and making them happy. In short, a project can be considered a success if It achieves its goals, satisfies the customer, and provides a clear benefit to the business. And the page 2 of project success. This page presents a table that lists the key factors that contribute to the project success, along with the score for each factor. This table is from a study by the Standard Group. Executive sponsorship. Having a strong leader from the top of the organization who champions the project is the most important factor. Second, emotional maturity. This refers to the ability of the project team and organization to handle change and challenges in a calm and professional way. User involvement. The people who will actually use the final product or service need to be involved in the project. Optimization. This means using efficient and effective processes. Skilled resources. Having a team with the right skills and experience is very important. Agile processes. Using flexible, interactive methods to manage the project. Project execution. The ability to actually carry out the project plan effectively. And project management expertise. The skills and knowledge of the project manager. And lastly, clear business objectives. Having a well-defined reason for the project. This table clearly shows the leadership and people-related factors like sponsorship and emotional maturity are more critical to success than just technical expertise. In this slide, it shows specifically highlights the top 3 reasons why federal technology projects succeed. First, adequate funding. Having enough money to complete the project without a shortage is a key factor. Second, staff expertise. The project team having the right skills and knowledge to do work successfully. Third, engagement from all stakeholders. Everyone involved and affected by the project, including the users, sponsors, and leaders, is actively participating in the committed. In summary, the project success explained that can be defined in multiple ways beyond just basic scope, time, and cost. It then provides specific factors and reasons based on research that are crucial for the project to succeed, emphasizing the importance of strong leadership, skilled teams, and active involvement from everyone involved. And now let's move on to the next topic, which is program and project portfolio management. In this slide, introduces 2 higher level concepts that helps organization manage many projects to achieve their overall business goals. About a quarter of the world's economy is spent on project to help project contribute to company's success. 2 concepts are important: programs and project portfolio management. The first is programs. This part defines what a program is and the role of a program manager. A program is a group of related projects that are managed together in the organized way. The goal is to get benefits and control that you wouldn't get by managing each project individually. For example, a program might include several projects related to developing a new software system, like one for the IT infrastructure, another for the application itself, and the third for user support, a program manager. A program manager is a person who provides leadership to the project managers who are in charge of each of these individual projects. Project portfolio management is when an organization groups all of its projects and programs together. They are managed like a collection of investments, all meant to help a company succeed as a whole. This process helps organization make smart decisions about which projects to improve, continue, or cancel based on the strategic goals. Project portfolio management means ito ay kung saan pinagsasama-sama ang isang organisasyon ang lahat ng kanilang mga proyekto at programs. Ito ay trinatrato parang isang koleksyon ng mga investment na lahat ay may layuning makatulong sa tagumpay ng buong kumpanya. In this section shows a diagram that compares project portfolio management and project management. Project portfolio management is focused on strategic goals, the big long-term picture. It asks questions like, are we working on the right project? And are we investing the right areas? The goal is to make sure the organization as a whole is competitive and successful. Next is project management. Project management is focused on tactical goals, the day-to-day work. It asks questions like, are we carrying out projects well? And are the project on time and on budget? The goal is to successfully complete individual project. The diagram shows that portfolio management is at a higher strategic level, while project management is at a lower tactical level. In clarification, ang project portfolio management ay nakatuon sa mga strategic goal. Ibig sabihin, mga malalaking layunin ng kumpanya. Tinatanong nito kung gumagawa ba tayo ng mga tamang proyekto at tama ba ang pinag-iinbisan natin. Ang layunin nito ay tiyakin na ang buong kumpanya ay maging competitive at matagumpay. Ang project management naman ay nakatuon sa mga tactical goals. Halimbawa, ang pang-araw-araw na mga gawain. Tinatanong nito, nagawa ba natin ng maayos ang proyekto? At nasa oras at nasa budget ba ang mga proyekto? Ang layunin nito ay matagumpay na matapos ang isang particular na proyekto. Ipinapakita ng diagram na mas mataas at strategic ang portfolio management habang mas detalyado at tactical ang project management. And now let's move on to the next topic, which is the role of project manager. In this section summarizes the key responsibilities and qualifications of a project manager. A project manager's job is to work very closely with other people involved in the project, especially the project sponsor and project team. They need to have a good working relationships with them to ensure the project runs smoothly. In short, ang trabaho ng isang project manager ay makipagtulungan ng husto sa lahat ng mga taong kasama sa proyekto. Lalo na sa mga project sponsor at project team, kailangan niyang makipag-ugnayan ng maayos sa kanilang mga masiguro na magiging maayos ang takbo ng proyekto. Tulad ng mga tinalakay kanina, ang project managers ay more effective when they are very knowledgeable about the 10 project management knowledge areas like scope, time, and cost, and can use the various tools and techniques related to the project management. Project manager job description. This section provides a general overview of a project manager's responsibilities and highlight a key skill. Project manager job description can differ, but they all typically include responsibilities like planning, scheduling, coordinating, and working with people. All of these activities are done with the main goal of achieving the project's objectives. The document also point out the project management is highly valuable skills across many different roles in IT field. Whether you're a database administrator, a network specialist, or technical writer, understanding project management can be a big advantage. And now, let's move to the suggested skills for project managers. This section lists the different types of knowledge and skills a person needs to be successful project manager. The project management body of knowledge. This refers to the formal structured knowledge of project management principles. Application area knowledge. This is specific knowledge about the field the project is in. For example, a project manager for a construction project needs to know about construction, while a project manager for a software project needs to know about software development. Next, project environment knowledge. This is understanding of the context in which project is happening, including things like legal standards and regulation. Next, general management knowledge and skills. These are general businesses skills such as financial management, leadership, and negotiation. Lastly, soft skill of human relations skills. These are personal skills that are crucial for working with people. They include things like effective communication, teamwork, and conflict resolution. The 6 traits of highly effective project manager. This section lists the personal qualities of characteristics that make a project manager highly successful beyond their technical skills. 1. Be a strategic business partner. An effective project manager doesn't just manage the day-to-day task. They understand how the project fits into the large goals and business. They think strategically and ensure the project contributes to the company's success. 2. Encourage and recognize valuable contribution. They know how to motivate their team. They acknowledge and praise good work, which makes team member feels valued and encourage them to do their best. And 3. Respect and motivate stakeholders. They don't just focus on the team. They also respect and work well with all stakeholders, from sponsor to customer. They know how to keep everyone engaged and supportive of the project. 4. Be fully vested in the success. A great manager is personally committed to the project success. They take ownership and responsibility for the outcome, showing a deep dedication to seeing it through. And number 5, stress integrity and accountability. They are honest and have strong moral principles. They take responsibility for their actions and hold others accountable as well, creating a trustworthy and reliable project environment. Number 6. Lastly, work in gray. Be able to deal with ambiguity. Projects often have uncertain or unclear aspects. An effective project manager is comfortable within uncertainty. They can make decisions and move forward even when all information isn't available. And they can handle situations that are not clear-cut.
PMI talent triangles and the importance of leadership skills. The talent triangles includes technical project management skills, strategic and business management skills, leadership skills. In this slide explains what makes a project manager well-rounded and effective, especially when it comes to leadership. First is the technical project management skills. The specific hand-on skills needed to manage a project like scheduling and budgeting. Second is the strategic and business management skills. The ability to understand the bigger business goals and how the project fits in. Third is the leadership skills. The ability to guide, inspire, and motivate the people on the team. Next is the leadership styles includes. First is the laissez-faire hands-off approach. Second, transactions. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Third is the servant leader. My needs are secondary to yours. Fourth, the transformational based surrounding encouraging, inspiring, and motivating employees to transform themselves. Fifth is the charismatic, use her communication skill, persuasiveness, and charm to influence others. Last is the interaction, is a hybrid of transformational and transactional leaders, yet with even more charisma. So, the laissez-faire, a hands-off approach, where the manager lets the team do their work with little interference. Second is a transactional, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Approach based on rewards and punishment. Third is the servant leaders. The manager's main goal is to serve the needs of the team members. Fourth is the transformational. The managers inspires and motivate the team to improve the transform themselves. Fifth is the charismatic. The manager uses their communication skills and personnel to get people to follow them. Last is in the interactional, a mix of different styles depending on the situation. Careers for IT project managers. In a 2017 survey, IT executive listed the 10 hot teach scale. They plan to hire for in 2017. Project management was second only to full stack software development. Even if you choose to stay in a technical role, you still need project management knowledge and skill to help your team and the organization. In these slides, discuss the demands for project management skills in the IT field. A 2017 survey of IT executives showed that project management was the second most in-demand tech skill they were hiring for. They showed that there is a high demand for people with these skills. The only skill more in demand was a full stack software development, which involved knowing both the front end, what the user sees, and the back end, what makes it work of software. The text also notes that even if you want to stay a technical role like a programmer, having management skills is still very valuable for helping your team and organization. 10 hot tech skill for 2017. These sections show the full list from the survey, putting the demand for project management into a broader context. The table lists the top 10 skills that employees are looking for in 2017. Project management is clearly shown as the second most sought after skill, right after full stack software development. Other skills on the list include cybersecurity, data science, and DevOps, showing that project management is considered as the important as this highly specialized technical skill. Next is the project management profession. The profession of project management is growing at a very rapid pace. It is helpful to understand the history of the field, the role of professional societies like the Project Management Institute, and the growth in the project management software. So, in these slides, highlights the rapid growth and importance of the project management as the formal career. First is the growing profession. In the growing profession, the field of project management is expanding very quickly. the understanding its history. The document suggests that to fully understand the profession, it's helpful to know its history. This includes understanding the role of organizations like the Project Management Institute and how project management software was developed over time. History of project management. Some people argue that building the Egyptian pyramid was a project, as was building the Great Wall of China. Most people consider the Manhattan Project to be the first project to use modern project management. These 3 years of $2 billion in 1946 project had a separate project managers and technical managers. So in this part, give a brief background on the origin of project management. The early project that takes point out the large complex undertakings like building the Egyptian pyramids or the Great Wall of China could be considered very early form of project. This shows that concept of a big temporary effort to create something unique has existed for a very long time. The first modern project many people consider the Manhattan Project. The U.S. effort to build the atomic bomb during World War II to be the first project to use modern project management techniques. These three years multi-billion dollars project was so complex that it had both a separate project manager and technical manager, which has a new approach at that time. History of project management 2. Using the Gantt chart. Visualizing a project. The image on the second page show a Gantt chart, which is a visualize tool used to project management. It lists tasks on left side and show their timeline on the right. This is a common and important tool that has a long history in the field. The inclusion of this chart here helps to visually explain one of the key tools that came out of the development of modern project. In short, the document explains that project management is a rapidly growing field with deep historical roots. It shows while the large projects have existed for thousands of years, the formal structured approach we use today really began with the Manhattan Project and was since evolved with the use of the tool like the Gantt chart. History of project management 3. In the 1990s, many companies began creating PMOs to help them handle the increasing number and complexity of projects. A project management of PMO is an organization group responsible for coordinating the project management function throughout an organization. History of project management, page 3 and 4. This part of the document describes a more recent development in the history of project management, the creation of Project Management Office or the PMO. The rise of PMOs in the 1990s, companies started doing more and more projects, and this project became increasingly complex. To handle this, many companies began creating PMOs. What is a PMO? A Project Management Office or PMO is a group of departments within an organization that is responsible for overseeing and coordinating all the project management activities across the entire company. Think if it's a central hub or an home base for all projects. This job is to ensure that projects are managed consistently and effectively. Data on PMOs. The image on the fourth page show a bar charted title percentage of organization with PMOs by size. The chart present data from 2016 showing how common PMOs are in different size company. It shows that a good number of small companies and 75% have PMOs. The percentage Even higher or mid-size companies is 83%. And it's higher for large companies is the 95%, where almost every company has a PMOS. This data clearly shows that having a PMOS is a very common and important part of how organizations manage projects, especially as they get larger. The trend indicates that managing project is a coordinated way has become a standard business practice. In simple terms, these sections explain that the project become more and common complicated. Companies created a central group called PMOs to manage them all. The data prove that this is a widespread practice, especially among large business. NIC is the Project Management Institute. The Project Management Institute, or the PMI, is an international professional society for project managers founded in 1969. PMI is a continue to attract and retain members, reporting more than 500,000 members worldwide by late 2017. There are communities or practices in many areas like information system, financial service, and healthcare. Project management, research, and certification program continue to grow. In these slides, introduce the main project professional organization for project management. What is PMI? So, PMI, the Project Management Institute, is a large international organization for project management professionals. It was founded in 1969. Size of influence, PMI has a huge number of members worldwide, over 500,000 as of 2017. They have groups and community of practice for specific industry such as IT, finance, and healthcare. This shows that project management is a global and important profession across many fields. The document mentioned the PMI research and certifications programs are continued to grow, which indicates that organization is very active and influential in the field. PMI student membership. This is a brief note for students interested in project management. Discount for students can join PMI for a lower fee. CAPM certification. As a student member, they can get the certified associate in project management certification. The certification is a great way for new professionals to show they have foundational knowledge in the project management. Project management certification. PMI provides certification as a project management professionals. A PMP has documents sufficient project experience, agreed to follow the code of ethics, and pass the PMP exam. The number of people earning PMP certification is increasingly quickly. So, in this section, focus on the main professional certification offered by PMI. PMP certification, or PMI most well known as certification, is the Project Management Professional, PMP. This is a highly respected credential in the industry. Requirements for PMP. To get a PMP, or a person must meet a few requirements. They must have a certain amount of document project management experience. They need to agree to follow the code of ethics. They must pass the difficult PMP exam. Growing demand. The document state that number of people getting PMP certification is increasingly rapidly. This shows that the certification is becoming more and more valuable and sought after by employers. In summary, this page explains that PMI is a leading organization for project manager. It's provided in a way for students to get started with a CAMP certification and offer the highly respected PMP certification for experienced professionals, which is rapidly growing in popular. In these slides, provide a visual representation of the growth of PMP certification. The bar chart shows the growth in PMP certification from 1993 to 2017. You can see that the number of PMP certification has grown significantly over those years, starting from a low numbers and increasing it to over 800,000 by 2017. This chart visualizes reinforces the previous point that the PMP certification is becoming more and more popular and valuable in the job market. Ethics and project management. Ethics, loosely defined, is a set of principles that guides our decision making based on the personal values of what is right and wrong. Project managers often face ethical dilemmas. In order to earn PMP certification, applicant must agree to a PMP code of ethics and professional conduct. Several questions on the PMP exam are related to professional responsibility, including ethics. So, in these slides, explain the importance of doing the right thing in project management. What are ethics? Ethics are a set of principles that help you decide what is right and wrong. Ethical dilemmas. Project managers often face difficult situations where they have to make tough choice. For example, they might have to decide whether to cut corner to meet a deadline or spend more money to maintain quality. PMI Code of Ethics. To become a PMP, you must agree to follow the PMI Codes of Ethics and Professional Conduct. This shows that profession considers ethical behavior to be a core requirements. Ethics on the exam. The PMP exam includes questions about professional responsibility and ethics, which means it's a very important topic for project manager. So next is the project management software. There are hundreds of different products to assist in performing project management. Three main categories of tools. Low-end tools handle singles or smaller project will cost under $200 per user. Mid-range tools handles multiple projects and user costs in $200 and $1,000 per user. Microsoft Project is still the most popular. High-end tools, also called the Enterprise of Project Management Software, open license on a per-user basis. Several free of open source tools are also available. So in these slides, discuss the various types of software tools used to help manage project. Many tools, there are hundreds of different software products available to help with the project management. Three main categories. These tools can be grouped into three main categories based on their cost and what they are used for. The first is the low-end tools. So the low-end tools, these are for small, simple project and usually cost less than $200 per user. The second is the mid-range tools. Mid-range tools, this can handle many projects and users. They cost between $200 and $1,000 per user. Microsoft Project is mentioned as a very popular tool in this category. Last is the high-end tools. They are for very large companies and are used to manage a whole portfolio of the project. They are open license on a per-user basis. Free and open source option. The documents also mention that there are several free or open source tools available, so you don't always have to pay for expensive software. So in this page, explains the PMP certification has grown incredibly popular, highlight the critical importance of ethics in project management, and describe the different types of software tools that project manager users use to their work. That's all. Thank you.